now at number 3. We've reached the dizzy heights. I love saying that. We said that on the album as well. So my number 3 is, again, you probably noticed I love this band so much. I couldn't have my top singles without having this band in it. And again, I had to choose between 3 or 4 kind of records from this band. But I chose this one because this had the most memories attached to it. And it's basically Adam and the Ants. Ooh, everyone's going, oh, we know that. Adam and the Ants. And it's Ant Music. This came out in 1981, and it was the 3rd single released from the Kings of Our Frontier album, which I spoke about in our top 20 albums. What can I say about this? I mean, it was held off the number 1 spot, reached number 2 because John Lennon had not long been killed and they re-released Imagine. So that took the number 1 slot, but the number 1 should have been Ant Music. It was number 1 in Australia, and it did really well right around the world. Didn't do very well in Canada. I don't know why Canada. If you look at like the listing of all where it done well, Canada's nothing. You're telling me there's not one Adam and the Ants fan in Canada? So this was the 3rd single from the album. And this done really well, and I still remember going down to buy this because obviously I bought this single Kings of Our Frontier, and then there was Doggy Dog Kings of Our Frontier, and then this. And we went down to get it, and I was just in awe of the sleeve because I read a little bit more about this. This was taken on, is it the Cutty Sark in London? Is it the Cutty Sark? Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So this is taken on the Cutty Sark in London. They were starred by Jordan, obviously from Sex, or she was the original manager of Adam and the Ants, who died recently. Rest in peace, Jordan. To me, this was the definitive lineup of Adam and the Ants. So you had Adam Ant, Marco Prony, Terry Lee, Merrick on drums, and then you had Kevin Mooney on bass. Definitely definitive Adam and the Ants lineup. Now I'm thinking, because I did like the first one as well, the punk version. They're all good in their own ways, but this was good. So yeah, this sleeve just kind of blown me away. Like if we look at the back, they've got all like the pirate stuff. It's really obvious they're going for that pirate thing, more so than the album, more so than the Dog Eat Dog. You only see little snippets of things, but this is like all of them. They've got their sashes, all the Vivienne Westwood stuff, and I absolutely love this. I remember buying the single again and cutting these out. Don't know why. Bought it again and cut them out and stuck them on the wall because I love these images. But it was the B-side that I used to listen to the most. Oh, one more thing before we move to the B-side. If you've never seen the video, check out the video. It was literal. Unplug the jukebox and do us another fate. And literally there's this massive plug in the wall and Adam and the Ants are pulling out this big plug in the wall and there's a jukebox. It's literal. The video is quite funny, and I didn't see that till years later. I didn't even see it on release. I don't know why. So I think they always used to do live performances on Top of the Pops as Adam and the Ants, so they didn't have to show the video. But the B-side is what I used to play a lot, and it's a track called Fall In. And one thing I liked about Adam and the Ants, their B-sides were almost sometimes better than the A-side. And this is an example, and I think I spoke about it before, a track called Press Darlings, when they were talking about the album. That was a B-side. It's called Fall In, and what he was doing, he was when I say rehashing, not rehashing, redoing a lot of the old punk versions of these tracks as punk Adam and the Ants. Yeah. So this used to be called a track called Fall Out, and it was done with Leicester Square, who was one of the before Adam and the Ants were Adam and the Ants, they were called the B-sides. So they wrote this song with Leicester Square, and then obviously that was 1976, and then obviously had Adam and the Ants, he re-recorded it, but changed the name to Fall In because the Police had just released a record called Fall Out. So they changed the name to Fall In. Yeah, Fall In. I had to look at that there. Fall In. And it's really punky. Loads of guitars. Drumming's great. Vocals are great. Yeah, absolutely love this. But definitely the B-side. We're probably talking a lot about the B-sides as we kind of go through this. Also, this one's signed by Marco Prony. Had to get that in there, right? But yeah, so that's my number 3, and it's Adam and the Ants and Ant Music. And if you don't know this, that's right. I mean, you've heard this, right? Yes. I mean, everyone's heard this song. If you've never heard this, you can't have ears, surely, man. But there you go. Over to Mark.
So my number 3, I've kind of done the opposite of what you did on number 4 with the 2 within 1, and I've kind of taken 1 and taken it out and put it into 2 because they are different. So this is Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence by Ryuichi Sakamoto. It's quite specific. I did look up the pronunciation because I used to say it incorrectly, and hopefully I've gotten it right. So this is from the film of the same name, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, 1983 film, 1983 single.
1983, what a good year.
Yeah, didn't even realise. Yeah, there's not a ton to say about this song, being that it's an instrumental song, so I can't delve into the lyrics or anything, but we will in a moment on number 2.
Right.
Hint, hint. It's just an amazing song. It sounds so timeless. The instrumentation, the kind of the piano and the kind of synthesized, I don't know if it's like bells or something like that, the way the lead line along it, genuinely like a beautiful song. Like, it can't be understated how just nice it is to listen to. It's a really, really amazing song in the context of the film as well, because it's, you know, it's quite a dark subject matter. It's a war film. The music that was put together for the film does a really good job of contrasting events that take place within the film. Obviously, there's some fun bits in it as well.
Was David Bowie in that film?
David Bowie's in the film, yeah. But it kind of helps take the edge off a little bit. There are some darker tracks, but this one in particular, it's just a beautiful song. I can't really say much more than that. Sowing the Seed, the B-side, that, I think it's about 40 seconds at the beginning or so, which is just ambience, and it almost sounds like nighttime, like insect chatter, it's like cicadas or something like that. It's just a almost white noise with a bit of wind in the background, and then it goes into the main part of the song, which again, instrumentally, very similar kind of synth bass of that you would get in the song Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence as well. But a bit more of a pared back song. There's less of a lead line, I would say. It is more of just an ambient background track. But again, a really beautiful track. Quite like flowing and almost like a watery song in a way. Not a ton to say about it as this on its own, but it is worth listening to.
Sorry if I'm wrong, but didn't he pass recently?
He did, yes.
Right,
yeah. I think it was just at the start of this year. I can't remember exactly when,
recently.
but yeah, he did pass away recently. So yeah, it's a fantastic song, and we will delve more into more similar singles on my next one. So stay tuned.
Perfect.